How you going, everyone? My name is Microcosm and welcome to episode 27 of our Let's Play series. I've been wandering around our lovely little village here for the last half hour or so, looking at little places where improvements could be made. I decided to ask the locals and wandered up to a few villagers and saw that they were unhappy with a couple of things because whilst they have a nice library, and they're quite pleased with that. Hello, Kitty. Sinatra. Oh, Blue Eyes himself. How are you? How are you today? Do you want to come for a walk with me? Come on. They're happy with their library, and they're happy with their dock, and they're happy with their market in the center of town. That isn't quite the center of town just yet. But I was walking past a guy doing his gardening, and he was in desperate need of a hoe. And he said, I can't find a hoe no more. So I had to go and try and find him a hoe. And then another guy was looking for a pickaxe and he didn't have any. And then I walked past another guy who was having an argument with his neighbor. And later on he said to me that he wanted to have a sword for no particular reason, which I just took him at his word and said, well, I got to get you a sword. So all that adds up to the inevitable conclusion that we need a forge around here, and that forge is going to be built over here. Yeah, that's right, over here. This is all village as well, though it doesn't look like it just yet. All the building has been done over on that side so far, as you can see, but this is to be built up as well. So far all we have over here is our nice stables with 117.1, our horse, in there. And no friends. Maybe we need to get you some friends shortly, mate. What do you think? No answer. I'll take that as a yes. So we'll do that, but maybe not this episode, because we have a lot to do. Before I go building that, I think we have a desperate need for something else that should have been built a long time ago, but hasn't been. And I think down here in this little area is probably going to be the best place for it. Last week, if you've seen the episode, then we put our cactus farm down here, and that's been chipping away nicely ever since. Whilst we were going about our business up in the village, this has been making some nice cactus for us, and boy howdy, do we have some cactus. So we're super happy with that. And we also have our bamboo / sugarcane farm also going along in the background. Where are you, kitty? Come along. And that's going well, and we're happy with that. But something else that we can put down here is a super smelter. Why do we need a super smelter, Micro? Well, I need cracked bricks. And whilst I've been doing that kind of thing on the fly, you know, with some of our furnaces that are up in the mine location so far this season, this is going to take a little longer. And without giving away any spoilers, we've got some builds coming up that could do with some furnace work for sure. Ooh, it's quite... What's happening with the sun? It's quite hazy up here, isn't it? Yeah. So it's about time that we got to work and built ourselves a super smelter down there. But first, I've got to put another hole in that hole. And then we'll come back and get to building. Come on, kitty. Let's go get some stuff together to build this smelter. I'm back and I have dug an hole. It's another pretty big one, I'll be honest. I wasn't entirely sure how big I was going to need this hole to be, so I dug a giant one. That's fine. We can use the materials that we dug out of it. And now it's just a matter of putting down quite a lot of hoppers. So instead of doing a piece by piece kind of a tutorial on this, or even a time lapse, this one is pretty old school. It's been around for a long time and it's not super complicated, so let's just do this. So we start off with a couple of double chests. That should be sufficient for this smelting system and for our purposes. Into the back, a couple of hoppers to feed those chests, and then run your line of hoppers 16 long down the opposite direction. On top of that, you want to put your furnaces, and then on top of the furnaces, you're going to want another line of hoppers. Those hoppers will feed in your smeltable items from a double chest that we'll put in a little bit later. Behind the whole thing, now you're going to want to run another line of hoppers going into the back of the furnaces. And these hoppers are going to feed in your fuel source, whether you use coal or lava or anything else, doesn't matter. Now, you want to place some blocks down in the configuration that I'm showing here. It can be any solid block whatsoever. It's just going to hold your chests and your rails a little bit later. Then your rails go in, and you're going to want this configuration as well, where you have a normal rail towards the end before the last powered rail on either end stops the whole system. Now you want a power source, and that can be a block with a lever on, or it can be a redstone block like this, but something a little less expensive might be what you want. Then you pop a lever in underneath, just where you can see there on the right hand side, and that will power the bottom or the back end of this system, allowing the minecart hoppers to fly back and forth, as you'll see shortly. Up the other end is where your lever goes to power the whole system, and we'll turn that on a little later. Then a couple of chests, and finally your hopper minecarts. Now over the other side, I'm going to just repeat the whole thing and create the system again. So we have our furnaces, followed by our rails and our power source, and then finally on the third side, the whole lot gets repeated once more, and that'll be the final side. Over here we're going to have 3 sets of 16. 16 is the important number there. Now a little decoration by way of walls, floors, some lighting hidden underneath some carpeting, and finally we put in some prismarine stairs and a few little decorative blocks to make it look good. We're not going crazy with the decorations for this. It is just a smelter after all, but I think it looks fairly okay. Now there are some changes / upgrades you can make to this system if you want. You could have another lever that's connected in the back to some power sources underneath the hoppers, and that would turn on and off the system at will, meaning that it would lock or unlock the hoppers with the items going into these furnaces. And if you got that furnace locked, it means that it's going to stop smelting whatever's in it, and you can take out the experience points that are in it right then and there. For our purposes, I thought we would just leave it as is for a couple of reasons. Number one, we can just stop our hopper minecarts using this, and it'll stop feeding into those. Whatever is in it shouldn't take too long to smelt down, and then we can get our XP if we want. And we're not really in need of this as an XP farm either, to be honest. We have a bloody giant gold farm in the nether, and that serves me plenty good for XP. Also, at some stage, if we go along with this series, we will see, we might even go and build something in the end. If not this series, we'll certainly be doing that next series, so stay tuned. What do you think of the ceiling? It's a little bit bare, I know. I could probably do with another decoration or two. But these here are smithing tables. The underneath smithing tables I quite like for ceilings, for little decorations. Who looks underneath smithing tables that often? They made it quite a nice kind of a block texture, didn't they? For the underneath part. So I thought I'd make use of it, and I'm quite happy with that. Other upgrades that you could make to this are changes. What was that? Zombie converts to drown. What's going on around here? That's nervous making. Okay, let's make sure that those doors are closed. Anyway, I was saying, upgrades and changes. Yes, well, another change that you could make to this would be to have it as a single line. Right, because right here I've got 2 hopper minecarts, and over here I've got another 2 hopper minecarts, and these are all individual, right, systems. We're going to turn this on in a second, by the way. Stay tuned. These individual systems are purposeful in this case as well, and I thought that it would be good for us to be able to do different items if we wanted to. Right now, I need cracked stone bricks, and you'll see here I have this filled with some stone bricks just to start us off, and some coal. This is quite a bit of what I had left in the way of coal. I couldn't fill the rest as much, but they've got some in each one. So we'll kick this off now. And to be honest, this is the first test, so this might all go terribly wrong. I could just change that in editing, couldn't I? So you won't see if it goes wrong or not, will you? You'll never know. So this will definitely work first time. You watch. Okay, here we go. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. First one, go. Oh, we have one that didn't get... Why didn't that get kicked off? I bet you there's something in it. Yes. Okay. This is why we check. This is why we test. Next. This one has its button in here. Same thing, right? I bet it's the same. Yeah, that's got something in it. So now that's all running. And let's check this one before we start. There's nothing in that one. Go. Beautiful. Isn't that satisfying to watch that turn on? So now they're all running. It's quite loud in here at the hopper mine carts in your ear hole. But other than that, it's super fast, isn't it? I mean, that's quick. Woo! All right. Well, we're sucking diesel now, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we're going to have all the cracked bricks that we need very soon, and we can get on with the other builds that we decided to have. It's so exciting. Okay. Anybody wants to build this, there are plenty of tutorials out there in the world, because like I said, this is an old design. It's been around forever. I wouldn't even know who to credit for this design. Just go out there and type in a Super Smelter and you'll get all sorts of tutorials for it. If you kind of liked what I did with the tutorial here, let me know and we'll see what we'll see. Okay? Right, on to the next thing while that is getting smelting. And that next thing, for me at least, was to come into the nether and peacefully try and get my hands on some lava, which I will need for the next build. I'm in trouble here, because every bloody time I do, I end up in a fight for my life. Oh, sheesh. They're after me. Alright, let's get back into a corner here, get our health back up, and let's fight these buggers. For once and for all, we need to put a stop to this. Hello? You want to come down my stairs? You're going to pay the toll. Oh, jeez. Every bloody time. Right, because this portal location that I've got here is just, I'll tell you what, not ideal is not the word for it. What? How did you flank me? Holy shit, look, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. And of course, it's just because I'm not wearing what they want me to wear. Their fashion choices are supreme and I must live up to them. And listen, the bullying has to stop now. I'm done with it. So, I've been meaning to do it. I'm gonna do it. This place, at least around here, needs to be spawn proofed. Because I can't keep... And look where I spawn in as well. When I come through the portal, I'm right on the bloody edge. Look, yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. Yeah, that's what... Look behind. You're a zombie piglin. You're not gonna come after me unless I do that. Anybody else? No? You? I don't trust you. Yeah, right on the edge here. Look. Why do I do this to myself? Why? Okay, it's time to do something about it, so let's do something about it. Well, this is an interesting set of circumstances right here. Look at this. I went to the trouble of making a pig pen down here. This guy has a nice vegetable garden and a flower garden and a pig pen. And whilst this villager has gotten stuck in the pig pen... Why? The pig is out here. There was two of them as well. Where's your mate gone? Huh? Where's your mate? Don't turn your little curly tail to me. And listen, if the pig could get out, Why? Right, note to self. Minecraft pigs are smarter than Minecraft villagers. This is not something we didn't know already, is it? So I was thinking Blackstone pressure plates and probably buttons and the like for our anti-spawning project that we've started. But we don't have a lot of Blackstone in the overworld here, so guess we get to make use of our Piglin Trading Hall for the first time, really. Let's pop over there and see what we've got in storage. And of course, to get there, I have to run like the clappers again. Ah! Oh, bloody Hoglin. Take that. These guys. Oh, I hate you so much. Ah, freedom. The roof of the Nether is such a peaceful place. So let's see what we've got in our storage room down here. By way of some Blackstone. Because we did some trading with these guys a while back. And I don't think I've taken anything out. Where's my Blackstone? Here it is. Oh yeah, that'll do. That'll do. Oh yeah. Yeah. I think we might have enough. What the hell is this? What? What was happening? Is he dancing? Do they dance now? You guys saw that, right? I'm pretty sure that he killed a Hoglin and was dancing in celebration. I gotta be careful. I'm still not wearing gold. That'd probably be a good move, but I gotta see. Is this guy still he's not dancing anymore. He was definitely dancing. Either that or I'm losing my mind. Right? Do they dance? Okay, it's ugly as all hell. But I had enough. And this will work. It'll help. It's not perfect. I'm sure there are parts that I missed, but in the general vicinity of this portal, very few things are going to be spawning. I've also put down some of these warped funguses to hold the Hoglins at bay, you know? And I've put a little bit of a wall at the back here to make it safer too, which I've just realized is also spawnable. So that's taken care of now. Okay, I can finally go and get the lava that I've came for at last. Ah, the serenity. Whoops. Back in the overworld and with our lava and all our other materials now to hand. It's time to choose a spot for our next build, which, as I said at the start of the episode, is going to be a forge. And I'm thinking right down there in this empty spot here in the village, close to the water's edge, because we have a pathway, see, just on the edge of the river here that comes from the mines. I think it makes sense that the ores will come from the mines and straight into our forge area. So this is where it's going to get built. And I'll bring you guys back and I'll show you some detailed work in the middle of this. But for now, let's jump into a little time lapse. And now we have a forge. Does it look good in the distance? Does it fit in with the rest of the village? There does need to be more buildings around it, and there will be. But for now, I think it looks pretty good. Let's pop over there. A closer look. She has many chimneys for the chimneying. Lots of ores stored around the outside. Let's start around the back, to be honest, because it's probably a little more interesting at the back than it is at the front. So see this road that I was talking about, this pathway down by the river. So I'm thinking this is the path that they take over this bridge from the mine area. Let me just zoom. Whoa, that was close. Let me just zoom in so I can show you guys, anybody who hasn't seen. You know, this is all the mining area, and they have their ores piled up outside here, where they either put it onto this crane here and then load up some trade ships, go off to other countries and warmer climes, it seems, or they can take it over this bridge. Hey, maybe we need a horse and cart, do we? Do we build a horse and cart? Let me know in the comments. Over this bridge via horse and cart, maybe even across via barge, but onto this pathway and up into the back of the forge. So we've got a few bits and pieces over here as well by way of the ores, and we have an outdoor forging area right here with Mr. Man's or Mr. Woman's forging equipment. The anvil, that's the word I'm looking for. Workbenches and some pieces that they're working on here. Then inside, there's all sorts of workstations over here, some blast furnaces ready to go, some more anvils and workbenches, and you know, it's essentially a workshop, which in my experience, shops are not always kept the cleanest. You know, the guys are busy working away, the girls are busy working away. There's not a lot of dusting being done. So we've got some cobwebs up in the corner. Keep the flies at bay as well, you know. But lots of little spots for people to heat iron and melt it down a little bit and work on it. I thought this was an idea. I'm not sure what you think. Being a support bar that would hold something if you hooked it over the top, you know. Are you with me? This is so hot now that it's gone slightly white. Does that make sense? I think it works. They have their water knocking around, lots of water in a forge as well, right? For you to heat the sword and go to your anvil and bang, bang, bang with your hammer, and then you gotta cool it, right? It's the idea of that. Some grindstones, bits and pieces, lots of little barrows and things for moving stuff around. We've got one out here as well. They're a nice little barrow, little simple barrow idea if you guys need it for a farm or anything like that. Just a composter and the grindstone and a fence gate on the back. Very simple and it's effective. Yeah, and other spots here like for cooling, or the opposite, cooling, heating metal, and other things up there in a cauldron. They're not brewing anything in particular. They're heating metal is what they're doing. So little stands here to put things in like swords and tools, because they make tools here and they make armor here as well. So they have examples on the wall of their work. Like over here, our villager now will have a hoe for show. And speaking of villagers, we're going to need a villager in here to actually do some of the work, right? Where's the blacksmith? What's the point in a forge if we don't have a blacksmith? So let's get ourselves a random villager if there's any around. Let's find one. Hello? I hear you. There you are. Well, I came prepared. You are coming with me. Get out of the way, pig. You can't protect him. It's his fate. Come on, you're going to get a new job. You're going to love it. Let's go. That's not what I wanted. Stupid pig. Come back. All right, we got him here. Let's see if he gets a new job. Straight, don't you dare. Yes, okay. I thought he was going to go for the barrel, but... What are you doing? Dude. Are you pissed about your new job that much? Can you please get down from there? Safety first. Crikey, what are you like? Okay, well this is our new blacksmith. And our new blacksmith's name is... Skunk. Welcome, Skunk. Skunk is going to stay here. And he's going to make things out of iron for us. And leather. And things. Oh, my heart. And he's not going to jump into the fire or into lava. I didn't think this through, did I? I'm going to need another piece of iron to put right here because that dude is going to walk directly in there the moment I turn my back. Right? Right. Well, I guess I'll have to go get some iron. Okay, that makes it safe and I'm happier now. Ooh, alright. He's popped out the front here. You stick around, don't go too far, won't you not? Yeah, you just mind this place for me now, Skunk. We'll see about maybe getting you some help later on, and also maybe you're going to be introduced to some green friends shortly. How about that? But folks, that's it for this episode. I hope you like this forge. I'm quite proud of it. I think it looks pretty good. Yeah. Don't forget to subscribe if you like the channel and if you like the content, and drop a like if you are so inclined. It does help out and I'd appreciate it. Until the next time, stay safe, have fun, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye. Leather worker? How are you a leather worker? No, we need a blacksmith. What is a leather worker?